Vinakapalevu, Honourable Minister, thank you very much for availing us the time this afternoon. I do understand that you're on a very hectic schedule back to Napuka and on your way en route to Suva. I'd just like to get a couple of words from you with regards to your perception on the soil schools and anything you'd like to say on that.
Well, thank you very much. As you know, Taveuni is the garden island, so-called, but they've been enjoying a very good production output from here over the years. But gradually we've noticed that the quality of products coming at them, particularly in Dalo, has deteriorated, and this was a concern to us. We decided that the best method of arresting this downtrend was to find out what is the real cause of this poor production. So, with the help of our senior agriculture officer then, who is now Principal Agriculture Northern, John Cox, who is also a very keen person who likes to dabble on things like that. He initiated consultations amongst farmers and stakeholders, and arising out of that are several issues. And one of the pillars of that issue was to form a group of consultative farmers, and this is how Taveuni started in 2009. Now, the Taveuni has been really active with the support of our office in Wayavo, and with people like Ian and Peter. They are the ones who really are the driving force behind Taveuni. Taveuni is really to ensure that the farming methods used in Taveuni is sustainable. They've done soil testing and involving your UNDP and Jeff. They've involved ACIR and the University of in Queensland to trying to do the soil sampling, and it's developed into a very vibrant organization. The sum total of this is to try and impress on farmers and the people who have been involved in the soil testing, the farmers, to get them to be involved into sustainable agricultural husbandry. One of the issues that we were very concerned about is the continuing use of inorganic fertilizers. We're trying to interest farmers to try and get them move away from inorganic to organic to biological farming, and there's a lot of it to be gained from this, because what happens if in the hills here too many chemical use in the hills, not only in chemical for fertilizer but using chemical to spray, it gradually seeps into the soil, and you eventually find them on the reef here. So this approach is from the reef, from the mountain to the sustainable land use, and because the environment is one sustains the other. So we're hoping that with this method of approach, we will be able to move on to other parts of Fiji and interest our Taveuni will be the pilot project. One issue that is very interesting over this is a question, the component of the soil, the composition of the soil. In places where you have flooding, I'm sure if we analyze the soil content of those areas, you'll find a depletion of lime in the soil. Because once the soil lime is depleted, the soil becomes compact, right? Strong like a rock. And when you have a rainfall, it doesn't sit, it just flows on the surface. So this is one issue that we would like to examine, particularly in the western side where it's constantly used, sugarcane plantations and other crops. We want to see whether this particular theory holds in the other areas. But Taveuni has proven that this is one issue that needs to be addressed sooner or later in other parts of the country.
Honorable Minister, I guess your being here at the opening a couple of years ago was quite interesting, and the fact that you've actually come back to close it is more of a great opportunity for the Taveuni committee and also for the farmers. I must thank you once again for being able to come across and close the schools for the various farmers and be able to actually share some thought with the farmers. But thank you very much for your time, sir.
No, well,